before I left on vacation about what I wanted to do to really just kick off this new seminar year. And I want to self-disclose something to all of you. Having been in Mary Kay for over 34 years now, it was 34 years ago for me in February. And just super, super proud of the Glamour Girls unit, all that we've accomplished all of these years. I was adding it up today. I think in 32 years, we've never missed a unit club, anywhere from 300,000 to almost 750,000 in sales. And so no matter what, you know, I was listening to the hotline today about Waverly, who is Crystal Hunsucker's niece, and Waverly's mom and grandma are both national sales directors in Mary Kay. And how sometimes, you know, you're going along and everything's going great and you're at the top of your game, and then, you know, life happens, you have a baby, there's a divorce, COVID, all the things that hit. And so she pivoted and redirected because she wasn't happy where she was. And so that kind of happened for me a few weeks ago. I guess a couple months ago, I went to a conference down in Florida. And it was called You Can Do It. It's Hay House. And it's like a lot of speakers like Mel Robbins and Gabby Bernstein and people that I read and listen to. Sometimes there's podcasts and videos and things. And there was a guy named Jim Quick, and he said this one thing, like if I came home with this one thing from this conference in Florida, it was kind of what did it for me. And he said, if you lose your passion, you will burn it down. And I felt myself doing that in my Mary Kay business, not consciously, of course, you know, over the years and the life happening and moving twice this last year, and no excuses, but coming off the heels of COVID and going from, you know, live to virtual and all the things. And I realized, you know, I'm the type of person, and I'm talking about myself tonight, very honestly. If I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it right. I'm going to do it good. Well, I'm going to do it well, or I'm not going to do it. And so I felt that happening. Felt that happening for me. And, you know, April and Heidi and I and a few of the consultants like Kelly and Elizabeth Eisenman, and seems like there was one other one in our group, Deb Chase, we had an opportunity to go to a little place over here in Meridian for the quarterly awards that a couple of directors started to kind of revive. And then, you know, we were all kind of getting excited about getting a studio again, even though we have one in the meantime that I rent an office and we can use. It just, everything kind of converged at the same time. And those words stayed in my head. If you don't have passion, you will burn it down. And so that's really what I wanted to convey to all of you, is to find your passion again. And maybe it's not specifically with the goals or the dreams that you have in your Mary Kay business. It's usually not, by the way. Okay, newsflash, the dreams that you have in your life are oftentimes not even necessarily related to Mary Kay. But, you know, the thing that I wanted to talk about tonight, the dreams that you have in your life, it may be, you know, reaching a certain pinnacle or having a certain amount of success or achieving something in your business. But usually that is what's going to help you get the dream that you have in your life. And, you know, I was reflecting, we got a chance to spend 10 days up in Sandpoint, and I get these little tut.com things from Mike Dooley every day on my email. And, you know, in the beginning, when I signed up 100 years ago, you put in your goals of things that you want. I have accomplished every single thing. It's time for me to go in there and update that. And Mary Kay has been a huge part of accomplishing those things, of having a second home, having the flexibility to go visit that second home and spend a lot of time with family, even though it's, you know, 450 miles away, and to be able to build Mary Kay up in Coeur d'Alene and Spokane and Sandpoint, where we still have many consultants. And even just last week, getting together with Rebecca and Katie Mans, one of our retired Future Inspired area directors, tried to kind of work it out with Dolly, but we couldn't get our schedules together. But, you know, being able to go home and write those trips off and sell product to my sisters. And I even have a potential team member up there that is a best friend that moved from California with my sister. Their house burnt down in the California fires in Paradise, and she's retired and bored. And so I'm talking to her. So, you know, I'm weaving Mary Kay in everywhere I go, everything I do. And I'm no different than any of you. You know, many of you have other jobs, some people part-time, some people have kids. Some of you are still in school and working. Maybe you have other passions. Maybe you have a big family. We're all in different places. I've been in Mary Kay, as I say on my marketing video, in many phases of life: married, with no little kids, to then taking custody of kids, raising teenagers, 10 years later, having a baby, raising a baby, being able to, have the executive income with a free car and be the milk and cookies mom and be in the homeroom and the art mom and the field trip, all the things, like all the phases of life. 34 years later, now I am still just as excited. Having added 3 brand new team members this last month, there's nothing more exciting than in getting somebody new and excited on your team that sees the bigger vision of what's possible and catches that dream. And so I wanted to start out tonight by not doing just a typical goal setting, but if you've got a piece of paper, grab a piece of paper, because I want you to jot a couple things down. If you are watching this on the replay or on our YouTube video, get a piece of paper out, because I'd like for you to do this right here, right now. And for the first time ever, it's July 11th, I think today, and I have my vision board done. And I'm almost done redoing my affirmations. And I'm not saying that to brag, but to tell you, I know myself. What happens is, I'm going on a trip, and then I'm going on another trip at the end of the month. And then pretty soon it's August, and, you're doing everybody's doing the back to school thing and trying to finish out fun summer stuff and, more trips. And if I didn't do it now, I wasn't going to get it done. So I really want to encourage all of you to take some time to put this together. You can do as simple as complicated as you want. And I'll show mine to you at the end, because I did something a little bit different this year. But starting out, this is the first thing I want you to write on your piece of paper. What are your dreams? Maybe you had a dream at some point in your life and life took you in a different direction, and you put that dream on the shelf and you've never picked it back up. So we're not just talking about Mary Kay, but what are your dreams? What dreams do you have for your life? Driving back for 8 hours, my husband and I got an opportunity to really talk about what's our next step, because we're selling our home up in Sandpoint, and for many, many reasons. And we're talking about our next stage, our next step in life. And what do we want to do the next 5 years, the next 10 years? And that changes, your focus and your priorities shift, as you mature in life, as you go through life. But, in all the years that I've been in Mary Kay, there's always been a place for my Mary Kay business to support my dreams in one way, shape, or form or another. And I know that we're not done. We have big things to do as a future inspired area. So we're going to keep on going with that. So what are your dreams? And then what is the most important dream that you have in your life right now? And so this is up to you if you want to do it this way, but the way that I like to do it is I look at different areas of life, like family and relationships might be an area of your life. Career might be another area. Spiritual and personal growth might be another. Health might be another. Finance might be another. So, you can write down for each of those categories that apply to you, the first thing that comes into your head, just one thing to start with, of a dream that you have in that area of your life. And I'll just, for example, for family and relationships, maybe more connection, maybe visiting family more, maybe counseling, smoothing over a relationship. I was just around a lot of family for a lot of days, and there's always an opportunity for drama when you have a big family. I'm great with my family, by the way. I love my family, but maybe there is a relationship that needs to be healed. Maybe there's something that needs to be done. What are your dreams in your career? If you work another job outside of Mary Kay that is your career, what are your dreams there? Are you looking for upward mobility, advancement? Are you looking to go part-time? Are you looking to work your way out of that job to be able to pick up your Mary Kay? So personal growth, spiritual growth, for me, I just write down the steps of the things that I do in terms of listening to podcasts, reading books, my morning meditation, my prayer time, all of those things, and just make it a part of my daily routine. So I have some fun little things on my poster to remind me of those things. And then health, what happens is, I'm approaching 59. So I'm kind of like already saying to myself, I'm pushing 60. So with that comes, I haven't noticed it yet, but people keep saying that as you get older, having good energy and having good health is really, really important. That's something I've always taken pretty seriously. Maybe it's adding a supplement or taking walks. I take walks every day with my little dog in the morning. That's new for me after my workshop in Florida. That was something I'd wanted to do, and I just started making it a routine, and then working out 3 days a week. So whatever that is for you. So out of each of those areas of your life, whether it's a dream or something that you would like to start putting into your schedule and creating a new routine or a new habit with, just kind of jot down something in each area of your life. Just kind of breaking it down to the different areas of your life, which again, it's always changing for all of us. And you can come back to this if you need a little time to kind of think, but oftentimes it's that first little thing that comes up at the top of your head. The second thing is, do you have a plan to achieve your most important dream? So, I'm going to give you an example because I've done this too in my Mary Kay group. I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do that, or I'm going to get to this position, or I'm going to do this unit club or whatever. And that's great. And that's fine. And certainly it's possible. And I've always known that. But is it just a wish, or is it an actual dream? And do you have a plan to achieve that? We will break down some numbers today for you, especially for those of you that are a little bit newer. But what is your plan? That's one of the things. I grew up in 4-H and, in Mary Kay certainly learned a lot about, coming from point A to point B does not just happen. It's nice. It would be nice if everything just happened organically, but coming from point A to point B is going to take some strategy, sometimes commitment, and really prioritizing adding new things into your life. If you want to make a change in your life, you got to make a change. So do you have a plan? And then number 3, whatever those dreams are, how can working your Mary Kay business help you to fulfill that dream this year? Don't limit yourself for what's possible. I was listening today to Amber Town-Gann. I love listening to the $1 Million Hotline. That would be something. I'm not going to should on you guys, but add that to your routine every single day when I'm getting ready in the morning, when I'm putting on makeup, taking a shower, whatever, or even taking a walk. I listen to that hotline. They're trying to limit it always to at least 10 minutes max. But listen to the hotline. So many times it applies to so many other things in life besides Mary Kay. But these girls have been raised in the pink bubble. They have been wired for positivity. Their moms are national sales directors. Many of these gals are top directors, if not $1 million directors. And Kristen Sharp already is a national. So these are the people. I got off on a tangent, but don't limit yourself, but listen to that hotline. That could be something that you incorporate for personal growth and spiritual growth and Mary Kay growth. Okay. So I'm going to kind of take a sidestep from that and ask you, do you know what you're working for this seminar year? We started a brand new year. As Heidi said at the beginning, everything went back to ground zero. We're all at zero. We're at $0 in for production, personally for sales, for team members, and for unit club and all the things. Every unit started over at zero. So depending on the momentum that was created in your business and in your unit this last few months is going to really indicate how July starts out, right? You're building that momentum for the first few months. But if you don't have an idea of what you want to work toward right now, you'll probably just keep doing what you're doing and just coasting along. So, I highly recommend, that you make a decision about what that is. Even if it's, I just want to work a little bit, I just want to do this much in sales or add this many customers or this many hours. There's not a right or wrong. You decide what that's going to look like for you. But know what you're working for this seminar year. It's a lot funner to go to company events as a winner. Kelly says, I'm tired of coasting and not finishing what I say I'm going to do. Okay. Yeah. Right. So sometimes, yes, I will hug all of Bill's family. Sometimes you can go months without really having a focus. So get it fixed. If you need counseling, if you need accountability, if you need to get up an hour earlier, I don't know what it is for you. Okay. But figure it out and make those changes and make things happen. Nobody can do this for you. There are people, and I loved the hotline today because she starts out by saying, have you ever looked at somebody and went, she's so lucky? If you have not listened to it, listen to it tonight. It was really, really powerful and impactful and phenomenal about, we each have the same 24 hours a day. We might have different life circumstances, but we all have a choice. And Linda Tupin's magnet is sitting in my bathroom. You are where you are, but the choices you've made are allowed others to make for you. So make the choice that I'm going to do this amount of activity or this amount of hours or accomplish this amount of new faces or new customers or whatever. Decide what that is. And now, as Heidi said, this is the month that counts because it sets you up for the quarter. We're in a brand new quarter as of June 16th, which ends September 15th. Everyone could be a star consultant. It's twice as easy now, if not more, than it was back in the day, 30 some years ago, when we had a $56 basic. That was 5 steps, and that was the most expensive thing we had. So I am saying you can be a star consultant with $300 a week. The bottom rung Sapphire hasn't changed. Okay. And then do you have a goal for how much money that you would like to make or where you would want to be on the career path June 30th? You know, starting out with the bigger goal and having that vision is great. But for many people, it's finding that next win. So in addition to having the big annual goal of where I want to be on June 30th, where do you want to be at the end of the quarter? And where do you want to be at the end of each month? I sent out a thing on Voxer. I think Heidi may have sent it out too, but it had to do with, like, if you want to be on complete the National Queen's Court of Sales for Mary Kay this year, you don't have to start out on target in July. You can gradually increase 10 or 13% or whatever each month and keep, you know, building customers and reorders until the end of the year. Your orders are bigger and bigger than just the minimum. So even if you're not on track right now, don't put that away if that is a goal for you. Don't decide right now, I don't think I can do it, so I'm not going to have that goal. Decide what you want and figure out how to make that goal happen. So, and again, if you don't really know how much money you want to make, how many customers, where you want to be on the career path, take some time in the next few days to dial that in. You know, life is passing us by and it's not really stopping for anybody, and we can't really manage or control time. So what are you going to do with your dash? Do you want to live your life with regret that for the things that you haven't tried or done or not allowed yourself to have because you feel like you can't afford it? Jeanette Sheely, one of our national sales directors, she was the national of Julie Rambo, who was one of my adopted offspring. And so I got to go to her retreats, and she would always say two things that I remember from Jeanette. Number one, the facts don't matter when you have a dream. The facts don't matter when you have a goal or a dream, sorry. And number two, if you tell me you can't afford something, you're just telling me that you're not willing to work for it. You have an opportunity. This opportunity of Mary Kay changes for no one. So it's a matter of priorities. And again, it's not about beating yourself up. If you really don't want something, you don't want it. But if you want something, we're not planted. We are not victims. We have an incredible opportunity that's only gotten better and better over time. And for me personally, has helped me to achieve so many dreams. Most of you know I do some energy healing work, right, on the side. And with that, I have to, okay, let me rephrase this. Mary Kay creates passive income. When you build a customer base, when you build a team, when you build a unit, when you build offspring, when you continue to add, divide, and multiply, add, multiply, and divide, as Mary Kay taught us to do, there can be passive income. You can only coast for so long. I'm finding that out. So even though I do, and I have another passion or calling from my perspective, it doesn't mean that if something happened to me and I wasn't able to perform the in-person sessions or on the phone sessions, I don't get paid. And many of you are that way, and other jobs that you have, you know, maybe you have those kinds of benefits, but in many other jobs, especially if it's at all entrepreneurial, if you don't work, you don't get paid. If you're not able to show up, maybe you have a certain amount of sick days or vacation if you work, you know, for a company that provides that. But I would never give up my Mary Kay. First of all, because I made that promise to Mary Kay, and I do still have passion, and I have more than I've had in a while. Second of all, because it is stability, right? There's nothing out there that's stable unless you're working for yourself. Period. End of story. Okay. So now I want to just do a little breakdown, and I was going to post this, but Heidi can take my notes and post it up there on the Future Inspired Area page for you. These are company averages. I did a little bit of research. I do this every year. It's not changed a lot, but just slightly. Company average is $100 per face average, per face. So $100, if you're doing one person, it's usually less than an hour. And this happens all the time for me when I'm just matching foundation or doing this or that with people. It's when you're in person with people, your potential for sales is so big because there are many other things that I buys. So $100 per face and $400 average sales per party in person. Okay. With an average of 4 people there. You want to hear something interesting? Average online virtual party is more people, similar sales. Isn't that interesting? Now, some people might be just killing it at that. Some people are, having a lot of people on there, but they're not getting very much sales. So pick your flavor. If you want to do in person and have the energy of that, if you want to do virtual, we're back at a time where we can do both. We can work hybridly. Even Katie and I were talking quite a bit about how she actually embraced some Zoom and walked people through facials and sold quite a bit. I go, get me your numbers because I want to recognize her because she's never in our newsletter, but she sells quite a bit of product. So she said she did that, but she goes, I really prefer in person. I go, well, then don't limit yourself. But I thought that was really interesting. The average party sales online is about the same as it is in person, only you can get a lot more people. So yes, maybe there's more potential for more bookings and people to talk to about the business. So I'm sure that there are things that we can do and learn to tweak that to get higher sales with higher, because I know some people that are just doing fabulous parties online, but I'm on this top director Voxer group that you have to be put in if you've been on a trip. And I was asking questions. I was in there asking questions, and at the risk of sounding silly, a lot of people were wanting to know the same thing. So that's what we came up with. Okay, so give you an example. 3 parties a week, average of 4 people there at 400 in sales. Some are going to be higher. I know sometimes we have $800 parties, sometimes we have $200 parties, but taking that conservative number, 3 parties a week is $1,200 in weekly sales. If you're taking 40%, that's almost $500 a week profit for 9 hours of work, maybe less. And I would say that's absolutely true. It's absolutely true. So that's $1,920 profit per month for 24 hours of work, FaceTime. Almost 2,000 by holding 3 parties a week. Most of you, even if you're working full time, have time to fit those parties in person or virtually. 3 facials per week, and that's an average of just a person. Sometimes a facial might be a double facial, but we're going to do facial would be $300 in sales if you did 3 in a week. You could combine them and do a party and spend less time, but that's $120 profit, or about $480 per month for about 12 hours of work. So you're working a lot more hours and making less money when it's one-on-one. Now, granted, we all know that sometimes you sell a lot more when it's one-on-one and you have more opportunity to recruit. So it's not saying that one is better than the other. It's both and. Sometimes a party's going to turn into a facial. So here's another average that I got. I think it's higher than this, but I'm going to take this conservative number. Average reorder for skincare customers ordering up to average of 3 to 4 sets per year is about $480 or $192 profit in reorders for each customer. So if you build to 100 customers at the end of this seminar year, by next year, you could have $19,200 profit just for reorders. That's pretty incredible. That's your residual. So when you build to that 100 customers, when you add that up, oh, that's retail. Sorry, that's retail sales. So, but that's pretty good reorder, when you talk about the amount of hours that it doesn't take to just service those people, if they're ordering online, customer delivery, or if you're dropping it off or mailing it. So here's company averages for team building. Anybody excited about team building this year? Okay. 1 out of 4 women, this hasn't changed. 1 out of 4 women that you share the opportunity with will become a consultant. And 1 out of 3 of those will actually be working the business, like more than just a little bit of sales and personal use. Kelly, I love it. Thank you. Thanks for the feedback. So in other words, if you're wanting to even just move up, Mary Kay always encouraged us, move to the next level by the next event. So the next event would be quarterly awards. Seminars coming up. Seminar usually then fall retreat, career conference, leadership conference, quarterly awards, whatever. But from event to event, she encouraged us to move up the career path. We're going to be recognizing that at our local quarterly awards. So as a senior, to be a senior consultant, you're just sharing with one person a week on average, if you really want to work the numbers. To be a star team builder, you would be sharing with 12 women, right? Because 1 out of 4 will join, or 3 per week if you break it down. So if you did even 1 party a week and you share with everybody, you could be a star team builder at the end of 3 months. Team leader, share with 20 women, again, 1 out of 4. Share with 5 per week to become a team leader. So you can do that in 1 month, or you can spread that out over 2 months or 3 months. And to be an elite team leader with 8, share with 32 women, or 8 per week. So if you're doing those 3 parties per week, you do that for 1 month, you share with everybody at those parties, you could be 8 out of the gate at the end of this month and submit DIQ at the beginning of next month. And so oftentimes we get real comfortable and we start relying on what is already there and our existing team and our existing customer base. So the key really is, and we talked about this a lot a couple of meetings ago, is just getting out there and doing a power start. Everything you want from this business will come from that. And that's 30 faces in a month, and sharing the business. So Princess Court, which is Mary Kay's half court, okay? We're part of the Mary Kay national area. So they are our national sales director. The company staff put on always a big event for us. So Princess Court is half of the company national court. That's 20,000 retail or 10,000 wholesale during the year. So that would be about $416 in weekly sales if you want to make the Princess Court. So Princess Court, so the national court would be double that, would be $832 in weekly sales in order to, 834, sorry, in weekly sales to finish the national court of sales. So a lot of that can come from your reorders once you build. Star Consultant hasn't changed, okay? There's still Sapphire level, $1,800, $300. Vanessa finished Princess Court. Way to go, Vanessa. We hope that you join us for our annual unit award so that we can acknowledge you. And let me know what everything else. We'll talk, okay? So Sapphire is $1,800. That's $300 weeks in retail sales. Ruby's $2,400, still the same. That is $400 weeks. Diamond is $500 weeks. Emerald is $600 weeks. Pearl is $800 weeks. If you focus on Pearl, you're going to automatically put yourself on the national court of sales or track really close. So the company national court of sharing, if you start now, it's just adding 2 per month. 2 great start qualified new consultants to your team per month. And so that would be sharing with about 2 people a week about your business opportunity starting now. There's usually 1 month in there somewhere they're going to throw in a double credit, but don't count on that. Just get geared up for it because you never know where it's going to be. So I had somebody recently say, I just kind of wanted them to come to me and for it to happen organically. Well, you still have to throw enough mud against the wall, you know, or I guess cream doesn't rise to the top if there's no milk in the bucket, right? So it still comes down to activity and sharing. You're going to get those little surprises here and there too. So Princess Court is half of that. That's 12 qualified. Great start qualified for the year. And again, the Princess Court, the fun thing is this year, and I think last year too, they allowed Princess Court achievers, at least for sales, to go across the big stage at the national, Mary Kay national area, and the big stage this year for the 60th anniversary. So you never know. I was going to get into expenses. I really don't want to do that. I want to keep you in that dream state. I will share these notes with you so you can break that down of just some of the expenses of, you know, PCP, company events, career conference, seminar, things like that to kind of run your business. Other things like postage phone, buying a red jacket, section 2, which we want to keep that really low. And the new and limited edition products, which I recommend you really keep that low unless you have a big customer base, because a lot of that can be purchased at the beginning of the quarter. So if you do have a customer base and you want to invest a little bit more each quarter for those products, then just set a little bit of that money aside. So typically it's going to take you about 60%. 60%, 50 is the cost of the product and another 10% for business expenses. If you budget and you start right now, there can never be an excuse of why you can't go to a company event if you're working. So map it out. I kind of figured it out. Like okay, I said I wasn't going to talk about this, but I'm going to. If you started right now saving $165 profit per month, that would cover your company events and hard expenses. Because I broke down the cost of career conference, seminar, average cost of our retreats, all of those kinds of things. Those would be the hard costs. So $165 per month, break that down per week. It's not that much. And then I saw this one thing about $10,000. I think I put it on the hotline. $10,000 if you saved. Okay.
$27.40
Yes.
a day.
Thank you, Heidi. $27.48.
$27.40.
$27.40 a day. If you saved that, put that aside from whatever, it doesn't have to be for Mary Kay. By doing that, you would actually have $10,000 at the end of the year. So it's just those little things that add up to big things. So I want to talk about the vision board. And I'm going to show you mine. I was kind of obsessed, once you get all the glue and the stickers and the glitter glue, which was kind of dried out, and all the different things out, you just kind of want to finish it. And I started cutting out magazine articles and, words and pictures mainly. So I want to tell you just a few things about your vision board. I was trying to find this number, but once upon a time, I remember hearing that about 85 to 90% of what you have on a vision board that you can see daily will come into fruition. Your subconscious works in pictures. Okay. Words that have emotion can count as a picture. Okay. So having a vision board, it's a little bit different than a tracking sheet. Some people use one and the same. I've done it both ways, but I have found that I like having keywords that are kind of trigger words for me, and or pictures of different things that kind of create passion and excitement and emotion for me. That works best for me. And then I have my tracking sheets on a whiteboard instead. And I do that monthly. So I'm going to show you what I did with mine. And we're going to do a generation exercise in just a minute here. So your vision board can be whatever works for you. Now, I've heard people talking about dream books and folders and goal books and things like that. For me, that hasn't necessarily been as effective because I'm not going to get that out and go through it and spend time looking at it every day. So here's a few key things that you want to keep in mind with your vision board. Number one, have it be colorful, eye-catching, something that can get your attention. Number two, don't have it be the one you did last year. Okay, your conscious mind gets used to looking at something and dismisses it after a while. So create a new one with new excitement, new passion, new emotion, new colors, new words, new pictures, all of that. Number three, where am I? Have it where you can see it all the time. Don't have it, put away in a closet or an office that you only go into once in a while. You need to look at that thing every single day. Gloria Mayfield Banks always talked about trashing your house, but even if if somebody walked into your house, would they know what your goal is? Your dreams in your life, not just in your Mary Kay business. So I did mine a little bit different this year than I've ever done it. And it got me really, really excited. So I'm going to share it with you. And again, this is not about, this is how you have to do it. This just was kind of an inspiration that came to me on how to kind of cover the different areas of life that I'm excited about and creating balance. I'm a Libra, so I like a lot of balance. So I'll be right back. Hang tight. Okay, so Kelly, can you believe, Kelly, they have purple poster board at the dollar store.
I know. I'm so excited.
Okay, so I'm going to start by, I love this little sticker, this love, because it's just everything in my life, from career to spiritual to, purpose in my life, to loving on my Mary Kay women, to loving my life, creating balance, knowing that I have the ability to make these things happen and that love is the glue for everything. So that's like the biggest thing. Plus I messed up because I was putting some stickers on it. I had to take it off. So I covered up that spot. Joy, smile, positive energy. These are words that I love. So I did mine as a little bit more of a mandala. I need to get a brighter one because I ran out. I like to have a colorful border. I'm going to put a frame around it. Okay. And I knew that if I didn't get this done, I wouldn't. So I'll doll it up. So I started out with kind of a central circle, which is hearts and a smile. That just made me feel good. And words like believe, I really want to have it all, golden. Those are just trigger words for me. Over here, I have family. Up here, health. Over on this other corner, career. And then down here, financial. And so I took some of these little lotus petals and kind of broke it into these categories. So in my Mary Kay, my goal, and I'm putting it out there for accountability, is a total of 5 offspring directors this year, which puts us back to executive senior director status. And National Court of Sales, put the picture of the ring, National Court of Sharing, which is the bumblebee, and a $500,000 circle of achievement would be, that's my stretch goal, which means we've done this before. We went from 300 to 500. So that's my goal this year. And with a couple new offspring and selling and team building, that can definitely happen. So that's what I have for my Mary Kay. And I just have this cute little Mary Kay girl, you got this girl, all of those kinds of things. So that's kind of my career spot. Down here on financial freedom to me means absolutely zero debt, no mortgage, no debt whatsoever. So that's what financial freedom means. Dream, believe, achieve. And then I put a little piggy bank with savings because I have a savings goal that I'm shooting for. And I loved that example of, how you can save $10,000 in a year with very minimal money put aside. So you either save it or you just don't spend it, or you earn it. 20, I was trying to find $20,000 a month is my goal for income, all the way around from all different streams of income because we have other businesses. Thank you, reminded me of gratitude. Over here, I have family, and I have legacy, I have heart, I have plan your next trip, feeling lucky. There's a couple more things I'm going to add to that. Mine's really busy, by the way, busier than probably a lot of you would like. And then up here for health, smile, positive energy, eat healthy, eat delicious, eat happy, eat fresh. Let's grow, let's get healthy. And that makes me think of, taking my walks, my workouts, all those kinds of things. And so that's just a little bit about what I put on here. And you got this, like anything, Mary Kay always said, anything that you can conceive and believe you will achieve. So it took me a lot longer to put it together than it is for me to show it to you, but I'm going to actually dull it up, brighten it up. And when I look at these, the other thing that I wanted to tell you about is put emotion, feel the emotion when you look at that dream board of that vacation that you're going to take with your family. Look at, the things that are exciting to you. We were invited to one of my sisters they're having a birthday party for her 60th. And we made the decision, and I'm just going to generate the income for this. We just got back driving. It's almost like 2 days of driving to go to Sandpoint and back. And we were just there, that we want to fly, and it used to be that, no, we'll just drive. And I thought, no, we don't want to drive. So we're going to fly. Those are the little things that kind of get you excited, and that means something to you. For me, it's a matter of, time is money, and having 2 days on the road versus flying up there in an hour and flying back in an hour plus an hour and a half drive it's worth it to me. So those are just a few little things, small things that can get you excited, but your subconscious works in pictures. And one of the ways that the law of attraction works, this is scientific, by the way, energetically, because that's my other world. We have different vortexes of energy in our body, and our second chakra, kind of below the belly button, that's your creation energy. That is where we attract from. Whatever you feel, that's your emotion center. Whatever you feel emotionally, whatever that is that you're feeling about whatever is actually creating a vortex around you vibrationally that attracts what you feel. So if you don't feel good about something or good about yourself, get that fixed. If you're not in alignment, then you're not going to be attracting the things that you want to attract. You're going to be thinking the things that you're feeling and what you're thinking about and how you believe about yourself. Sometimes you can work as hard as you want, but if you don't feel you deserve it, you're always going to have to keep working to get more and more. So for me, I've said this to my husband many, many, many times. Sorry, I know I guess we're really not over because I talk fast. I will spend any amount of money on personal and spiritual growth. That has been kind of my mantra throughout my life. I will spend any amount of time, energy, and money on those things because everything out there that we're magnetizing to us and creating and attracting and generating in our life, it is the law. Okay. That's my belief. I do believe we're co-creators. I align with God. Okay. That's my belief, is that I leverage and I connect with God. I take God as my business partner and my life partner in guiding me in my daily direction. So whatever your beliefs are about whether or not you create or you're co-creators, the law of attraction says that we co-create here in this three-dimensional reality that we're living in these physical bodies. We have the ability to, through our thoughts and our emotions, create and draw and attract certain things to us, good or bad. So I wrote this down on my phone not too long ago. It's kind of one of my new little mantras. I always get these little mantras. And it is, when you worry about something, it's like using your imagination to create something you don't want. So worrying isn't going to change it or fix it. So put your energy into feeling what it is that you want to feel, and you can change things on a dime. I guarantee you, I've done it so many times in my life. And so another thing that will also make your vision board work together with you even more is affirming, just keeping it in front of you through positive words and using affirmations to kind of, what was the word that I'm looking for? Well, there's a word that I'm looking for, but anyway, to really boost, the amount of effect that your vision board has on you. In addition to looking at that vision board, is also saying to yourself positive affirmations, because that works with rewiring your brain and tracing new grooves in the brain about your beliefs. And I've done this for 30 some years. So again, I know that it works. I know that it works. So seeing, it starts with the vision, seeing is believing, but then feeling the emotion of what it is that you want, and we all start at the very same place in Mary Kay. Nobody is going to make the calls for you, build the customers, do the work, work the booths, do all the things. So have fun with it. Get excited about it. Try things that you've never tried before, and don't just dismiss it. Maybe it's something you're not going to do again, but be willing to try different things that feel in alignment. But don't work against yourself. If you're in resistance to something, then either change your perspective on it and get excited and have fun with it, or do something different. So you can work really, really hard. And I've watched this happen for a lot of people in Mary Kay that so deserve success, but they don't believe they deserve it, or they can't see it for themselves. They just see it for other people. Again, listen to that hotline if you haven't today, because it talks about that. Nobody's any luckier than anybody else. But leverage all the things together, all the tools and the resources that we have to create the life of your dreams, not just, having the Mary Kay business of your dreams. Mary Kay always said, if you get there and you have success, but you lose your family, it's not worth it. So find a way to include them, involve them, get them excited about, how they can gain and benefit. And I've watched this so much in my kids over the years of just watching me set goals and achieve and power through adversity. So, visualize, get that vision board up. You can do a smaller one. I did a big one, and I'm going to keep it up in my bathroom because that's a place that I am every day, first thing. So I want it to be in my mind first thing. And then affirmations, choose if you want to do them, spread them out throughout the day. That's great. But affirm what it is that you're visualizing, seeing yourself, and then feel it. Feel yourself having the success, See yourself and feel yourself in the red jacket director's shoe. See yourself up on, being honored at our quarterly awards, which we're building up again here in the Valley. See yourself getting to attend that special red jacket leadership retreat or whatever it is that we're doing. And see yourself, going to every company event. We have a saying in Mary Kay, those who show up, go up, right? And to this day, 60th anniversary year, I don't know that I would be here where I am right now, and many of you as well, had I not gone to that big company event. So if you've never been to seminar, make it a goal. If you've already been, that's absolutely fine, but make that a goal. And I want to do one more thing with all of you. And I want you to close your eyes for this one. Okay. This is really quick, but I want it here for training. So just close your eyes and we're just going to play with this a little bit. I want you to get the energy and the feeling of what it would be like to have all of the things you want in your life. How would you feel? What would be your sense of pride and empowerment? And start to feel that in your body. And for me, I'm kind of looking at all the different areas of life: financial freedom, debt-free, being able to make choices to fly instead of drive long distances, having empowerment, having positive energy, great health, making a difference, positive women, having the success in Mary Kay at the company events that I choose to have, having the income, the stable income, having the lifestyle that Mary Kay allows us to have. Just feel the energy of what it is for all of you. And once you have that energy of what it would feel like to have all of those elements in your life, just start to put that energy out in front of you. I like to visualize a big energy ball out in front of me. I like to use a big golden ball of energy. I always call it the Christ light. And now imagine putting all the things, once you have that energy, put all of that energy in that ball out in front of you. And I imagine kind of sending that ball of energy out to the universe, and imagine pulling that energy in from all over the universe. There's a little saying that whatever you're seeking is also seeking you. So the women that you would like to have on your team, the women that want flexibility, freedom, leadership, they're looking for you. So put that little ball of energy out and just allow it to magnetize all of those things, people, resources, circumstances into your energy ball, and let trickles of energy go out also to all the people who are looking for you, and to everyone and everything that's going to help make that a reality for you. And you don't have to know who right now. Bill Cantrell always called it like an Easter egg hunt. You don't know who they are, but I'm going to go over here. Maybe it's not here, but maybe it's over here. And then as you do this visualization, you could do this to compound it. You could do it on a regular basis. Notice any opportunity that comes into your life that feels like that energy. I call it alignment, when things just kind of feel right or synchronistic, and follow through on those things, whether it makes sense or not. And remember that, again, everything you're seeking is also seeking you. It's all possible and available to come when you get into alignment. But again, most of all, alignment is a big part of it, but also taking the inspired action. You can't just sit on your couch all day long and think and visualize and feel your way into having everything that you want. We live in a physical, material world. And so in order for those to happen, you will be inspired. It's like God has to work through us, right, to bring it to you, but you got to do your part. So this is what I was trying to say earlier. I couldn't remember the word, but you can speed up the process of things coming to you from your vision board by also doing positive affirmations to reinforce what it is that you're attracting to yourself, because it's a reminder for you. And again, we know from all the years of training on self-talk, 3 times a day for at least 30 days is the minimum amount of time it takes to kind of rewire a brain pattern, a belief, a thought form. But it's absolutely possible. All right, so I'm realize we're kind of right at about our time. So if you want to unmute right now, I would love to just kind of open up to discussion, questions. If you're not quite sure, like how much, you need to have this happen or that happen. Let's have a couple minutes of discussion time here. And hopefully you're excited about, we get this do-over twice a year, not just January 1st. And Mary Kay, it comes again on July 1st. And so, we had our little vacation and, many of you probably have a lot of things going on this summer, but start right now by solidifying and getting clear about what it is that you want to manifest in your life, your dreams, not just your goals. Your goals are the things that they're kind of the mile markers of helping you to get to your dream. The goals are. That's why Mary Kay was really big on setting the next goal before you reach that one. That's how you can break things down into bite-sized pieces. But start with the dream that you have in the different areas of life. When you start to have success in one area, it spills over to every other area of life. So start with the things that are most important to you. All right. Does anybody have any questions, comments, feedback, things that you would like to share? I put myself out there. You all know now what I'm working toward this year. Vanessa.
Well, I haven't been on many Zoom calls in a long time. And I was talking to my therapist this morning. So I see a therapist, I've been seeing her for a long time, and how I am not where I want to be, and that everyone around me is seeming to be where they want to be. And I look at the things they've done versus what I've done. And it's just the fact that they did what they didn't feel like doing anyway when they were younger than me. Like when they were young, like when I was young with them, they chose to work harder. I chose to not. Even if I thought I was working harder, I didn't keep that work going. I didn't have that work ethic that the other people did. And so I'm seeing it now. It's like being shoved in my face. And instead of being envious of them because they've got this great life, I realized that I could easily have the same great life if I had a work ethic, if I was a harder worker.
Thank you for sharing on that. Thank you so much, Vanessa, for sharing on that. And I think the first step, if you don't, do you mind my sharing something for you?
Oh, no, it's fine.
Is to grieve that loss, of what you had wanted, that you made different choices, and there's no right or wrong, good or bad. Grieve that. And to not beat yourself up for what you have or haven't done. It is never too late. You are still here. This opportunity is still here. It's better than ever. And things can happen very quickly. But sometimes we never move on from, the self-destructive thoughts and the shooting on yourself, I'm saying, not the other word, and all those things. And it keeps you in that pattern of stuckness. And so I always call it forget the score and play the game. What did or didn't happen, that's over. Today's a brand new day, right? And so that would be my perspective for you. It doesn't make you any less capable. We've watched you. You have so many skills, so much ability. And so, work ethic is maybe something that you've had work ethic. You put your time and energy into raising your girls and doing different things. So
That's
you
true.
made different choices. You made different choices. So again, it's not about trying to enable this or that. It's about forget the score and play the game and start right now. I've had many do-overs in my Mary Kay career, and times when I let a lot of momentum slip by and had to get that business airplane off the ground again. And so forgive yourself. Okay. Forgive yourself. That's where it starts. It's not about what other people think. It's not about comparison. It's about forgiving yourself, and start right now. Okay. And I'm glad you made the choice to be on here tonight. That's the part of the change that's about to happen for you. MJ has her hand. Thank you. MJ has her hand raised.
Um, I'm just excited, Denise. I feel your energy. Vanessa, it's so good seeing you on here. And I always get so much good energy from you. And I just can't wait to get through my little procedure tomorrow and then make my vision board. And I just love having some new ideas, having made vision boards for many years. And I'm just excited about the new ideas and getting my affirmation done and just the new energy. I mean, I'm sorry you can't see my excitement because I'm in my robe, so I'm off screen.
We can hear it, and we know that you have, you know, stuff going on tomorrow. So we're glad that we were able to have you join in tonight. Thanks,
Thank you.
MJ. All right. Anybody else here? Kelly needed the inspiration. Okay. Oh, wait. I'm missing some down here. Okay. Vanessa, finished Princess Carl.
I wanted to share just a little kind of tweak my perspective, I guess, is I've had a lot of like stuff come up and out when I am working towards a goal. And I think it's so funny, but your comment about the flight to Sandpoint instead of driving was kind of like that moment for me, that it was like that aha moment to like kind of shift the perspective and the change of what I need to do, because I always seem to put the Mary Kay to the back burner and focus on all the other fires that are happening. And I don't want to do that anymore. And so it's going to be interesting to see the things that I can bring to fruition to take care of all those other things, so I can just focus on the Mary Kay like I want to. That's the part that gives me joy and gives me happiness, and that's the part I always put off. And so it's just kind of, I don't know why that little moment when you said that just clicked for me, but that was the moment.
Well, you know, sometimes I self-disclose, and I think I shouldn't talk about myself so much, but I think sometimes, you know, things come up as an inspiration that might have meaning for somebody else, because it's silly things. I mean, that might not motivate other people. And then, okay, I'm going to add to that. Okay. We were sitting here, we're going, oh my gosh, for like less than $100, we could go first class. I think I've only gone once because I accidentally got bumped up to it. And we were both going, why not? Why not? You get a meal, you know, on the way there and on the way back. Why not? So, you know, for just a tiny bit more, you know, we ended up, because I have an Alaska card, which I use for miles. Anyway, so I know that's the silliest thing, but we're like, we've never done that. Let's do that. Let's just do that.
Yeah.
Hi, Christy.
That is my language. That is my language to me.
Yeah. I have friends that do that all the time, but I haven't really allowed that for, you know, for myself, feeling it's wasteful, but heck no.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so funny, because that was like the same thing for me. We are planning a trip to Vegas in October, and some friends are going, and they love to drive, and they'll drive like all the way to Vegas one day, do something the next day, and drive all the way home. It's like 12 hours. And the last time I did that trip, I was just like, I hate this. There's nothing to look at for 12 hours except sagebrush sometimes.
Yeah.
I just hate the drive. And so my husband and I were debating about this, because we love our friends and we love to travel with them, but I hate that drive. And so we decided that we're going, but we're going to fly on the way there and then attend this concert. And then we're going to drive home with them on the way back.
Okay.
And so it's a good compromise. And like I say, we feel so much better, just like a lot, you know, like I say, unburdened and light, because it's like, okay, we made a good choice. And just thinking about that trip is making me feel like heavy and depressed.
Yep. Yep. Well, and again, I mean, it's not a terrible drive to Sandpoint, but we just did it.
Yeah.
And it's for me, it's time is money too. You know, it's 2 days.
Right.
Giving up appointments and work that I can be doing in Mary Kay. And anyway, so I mean, you find your motivation, whatever it is for you. If it's being able to go do a couple of fun nights out a month. If it is to be able to quit that part-time job or quit that full-time job and really, yeah, whatever that is for you. Find your motivation. That just happened to be one for me today. Because last summer I went 3 times to Sandpoint, kind of back to back to back. And then we just went again. And one of those times I flew because I had a high school reunion and then I had a birthday party for my brother-in-law and then I had our regular trip. And so it's a lot. It's 6 days on the road, right? That's almost a week. So anyway, it just made sense. It's a long drive. Yes. All right. Anybody else, get excited about something or questions about, the generation. So you can visualize that little energy ball of putting into it what you want, sending it out and just having it magnetized to you. All the people, resources, circumstances, opportunities to make that happen and follow your inspiration. Sometimes you don't know why you're driving somewhere or why you're following up on a lead for somebody that just wants one product or whatever. I mean, I can't tell you how many times 2 of my new recruits last month, one did a 1200 and one did a 6. No, one did an 1800, one did a 6, was a referral from another client of mine. I was busy too. I had a lot going on. And she just wanted foundation. She goes, Felicia always looks so great because they're all nurses. They work at Treasure Valley Hospital. And I said, yeah, I squeezed it in, even though it wasn't convenient for me, and met with them. And we ended up trying a lot of products. And one of them said, I should probably do this. I think my mom used to do it. The other one, single mom, new single mom. She's the one that you guys met a couple weeks ago, Lauren, and they're just adorable gals. I had so much fun introducing them to the product. And as a result, they got excited and they're both, who knows what it can do for them, But, and there's times when, I'll never forget my string of parties that I had for 2 years from one hostess named Tracy Henches. And it was not convenient. And I was sick. I wasn't like contagious sick, but I was sick and I did not feel like it. I could have canceled that party. And from that, I built my car and my director team from just the referrals and the stream of parties. You guys have heard that Mrs. Johnson, National Sales Director story. It's sometimes like that. You don't know what it's going to take. And sometimes success isn't always convenient. Sometimes we have to do those little things that we don't always want to do. But again, have fun with it. Change your perspective. If there's something that you're choosing to do, decide you're going to have fun with it and change your perspective and get excited. Get your passion. That's what's happened for me many times throughout my career, but recently again, to where it's like, I want to get a new training center again. I want to get these area events going and, really build up this area. We've done it before. And, put the energy into that because of the impact and the reach that we have. 60 years, this company is still going strong, stronger than ever. One woman's dream. Think about all the people who, their dreams are attached to your dreams. Think about that. So I can't wait to celebrate with all of you next week at our annual Unit Awards, either live or on Zoom or Facebook Live. And, but I want to give you guys all a personal challenge to get your vision board done. If you, we have a lot going on next week, but if you want to bring it, you can to our annual Unit Awards. It would be kind of fun to share. And yeah, it's going to be fun. This is getting fun, and let's make this our best year ever, guys. Let's really dig in and really utilize what this company gives us.
I really need to get over.
All right, you guys does anybody else have anything before we close?
I would love to say stuff.
What's
I
that?
don't know how to get the volume to work.
Oh, we can hear you.
Oh, you can?
Yeah.
Oh, great. I'm driving. Sorry.
Congratulations on your awesome week, Stacy.
Thank you. Thank you. It's been a booger head. But yeah, it's been fun. Like I said, I'm driving home so I can get going on some other stuff. I actually am so excited. I'm nervous to meet all you guys.
We're excited to meet you too at seminar.
And I cannot wait for seminar because I've watched like clips of previous ones and everything. And it sounds so fun. It looks so fun. And I kind of made my husband a little mad at me because I looked at him. I said, "You're missing out, dude. You're going to miss out, and I'm going to have so much fun, and I'm going to soak up everything, and you are not going to be there to enjoy this with me, and you're going to regret it when I come home, and it's going to be all glowy, fun, and all excited and stuff like that." But no, I want to tell you guys something. This is kind of cool. The dream of the car is true. I actually saw a car, a Mary Kay car today as I was driving into work. And I'm sitting there going, that's my goal.
Yeah.
I want that. That is my goal. And I didn't think it was true. I really didn't. I mean, it was a pink Cadillac. I
Yeah.
have never seen one. And I'm like, oh, you don't know how bad I wanted to turn around and go and get it, talk to her. I don't even know who she is. But I'm like, I would have loved to sit there and said, hey, I cannot wait to see you at seminar, And I mean, she probably wouldn't know who I would be, but that would have been fun just to be able to turn around and say, hey, I'm one of your sisterhoods, So
To see a bunch of them.
I'm sorry.
You're going to see a bunch of them when we go to the seminar. Yep.
I cannot wait because I've never, like I said, I've never seen one. I've been using Mary Kay since I was a little, a high school kid. My first paycheck, I blew on Mary Kay. And believe it or not, it was kind of funny because when I moved into my house, I started pulling out makeup out of boxes, and they're untouched Mary Kay limited items that I still have. But I'm like, wow, I wish they bring these, this back and this back. And I've been getting so excited that my son's like sick of me talking about seminar and, oh, I got to go get this and I got to go get this for seminar. And he goes, you're looking like you're going to prom or something. I said, technically, yeah, I am. I said,
so excited.
My prom gets. Yeah, I'm stoked. But I was talking to Heidi the other day, or actually this morning, that ever since I started doing coaching with everybody, my night has turned around, and it's like I'm getting phone calls. I need to book this. I need to book this. I want this. Do you have this? Do you have this in stock? And it's been a complete game changer, and I'm so blessed that you guys know what to do, how to say it. I'm still new to this game, and it's not a game. It's more like a new opportunity for me to blossom. And I am actually trying to use the tools that Heidi has given me, you guys have given me, and everything to be able to grow into a very healthy team member, strong team member, and loving team member of my clientele, enough for you guys.
This is just the beginning of your journey. This is your first experience, your week in sales, and it all starts one face at a time. Thank you for sharing, Stacey. We can't wait to meet you.
I can't wait to see you guys. I'm going to probably cry, going, I can't wait to see you. But yeah, you guys have been so touching to me, guys. I mean, to my heart. I've had a really rough week this past week, from the 4th of July to now, but it's getting better. But it's been a really bumpy road that has taken some really bad hits, but you guys have pulled me out of it, and I appreciate it.
Thank you for sharing. All right, everybody, we're a bit over on time. Thank you for hanging with us. We usually like to wrap it up in an hour. So thanks for hanging a little bit extra long. And Heidi will post the training portion on YouTube, and we are on Facebook Live. So you can go back and watch if there's anything that you missed and share it with your team. And we'll see everybody at 6 o'clock next week for our annual Unit Awards. And I'll be saying, representing all the Glamour Girls with Bill and the rest of the Mary Kay world that's going to go celebrate his life. Love you all.
Love. Bye.
Night.
Good night.
Good night.